Great movie.
Thank you.
Great performance.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you.
We're rolling, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we are rolling and we are rocking because the movie is great and you are great in the movie. The scene in the plane for me is your best scene in a already wonderful career. Tell me something about that scene.
Thank you. It was the scene in the entire movie that I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait because it was a great opportunity for me. And not only that, but then it was an opportunity to tap into real emotions because I don't know what it's like to lose a child, but I know what it's like to have a child. And I know what it's like to feel if I were to lose her. I know what it's like to be divorced. I'm divorced. So there were a lot of elements in that particular scene that I was able to tap into that I was eager to act in. Also, in the entire movie where there's a lot of spectacle and there's a lot of high energy and there's intensity and it keeps rolling along, it's relentless. There's a quiet moment that everything just stops for this particular scene. So if you don't do it right, then it feels jarring to an audience, like why is this happening? But if you do it right, then it can be powerful.
Is it right for you to say that it's the most difficult movie in your career, both for physical and both
And
for
emotional,
emotion?
hands down. Hands down. Most challenging, most difficult. Physically, yes. I mean, there's a lot of elements. There's parachuting and helicopters and saving. It's first responders. But then also just emotionally, the character is not a superhero and it's not hyper reality. Very real. And, you know, again, I could not have played him 10 years ago. I couldn't have played him 5 years ago. I can play him today because of the man I am today and because of the life I've been able to live today, ups and downs, and apply him to the character. So I don't know if I'll ever have another opportunity. I hope I will, to play a guy like this again, with all these type of elements and challenges and flaws. But I look forward to more roles like this.
Mr. Johnson, I'm a big fan of you, and which is the secret about your wonderful relationship on screen with female characters? Because it's a thing that is in all your career. With a little child at the beginning.
Yeah.
And,
yes.
Tell me something about, because
it's
strange.
it's interesting when you piece it all together and then you see it like holistically and you look down at the whole filmography and yes, there's a thread of that type of relationship.
Is it something about your life?
I think it's just something about my love for women. Love women, and I mean that in a very respectful way. Where I grew up in a environment where women were honored and loved, and the ones who were challenged, whether they were divorced or any type of challenge, they were all very strong, and not meek in any way. So that's what you see in these movies. You see. There's love that I have, and whether it's on screen and even off screen, I can appreciate a woman. I appreciate all women.
Is there something particular about the relationship between you and Mr. Payton? Because
I think we understand each other on a multitude of levels, and he's from one end of the world and from another end, but there's an interesting thing I think that we have, and it's a chemistry thing, it's a wiring thing. I know that movies are challenging. They're not easy to do. They're fun, but they're not easy to do. And he has great qualities as a leader. And when I step on set, I don't always have to be in the position to, oh, he's the leader. No, I could step back and Brad can lead and he's very thoughtful, very hungry director, very talented. And I gotta tell you, with the experience I had on Journey to Mysterious Island. Now, that was a movie that some people saw, some people didn't see. And the balance between spectacle, the 3D spectacle, and heart is hard to balance. Brad Payton managed to balance both. And I think that's what you find in San Andreas too, where there's big spectacle, because it's the largest earthquake ever. So you're gonna get the spectacle, you're gonna get the 3D, you're gonna get the visual effects and stunning and everything like that. But then if you don't have heart to root it, then the movie will come and go. But with Brad, he always wanted to make sure that when people left the theater, they knew and they cared about the characters that they saw.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I enjoyed this. This was
Thank you.
good.